Today, we're diving into something really fascinating, the intersection of ethics, artificial intelligence, and, you guessed it, faith. We're going to look at how a powerful idea called Womanist Afrofuturism could help us totally reshape AI, turning it from something we might be wary of into a real tool for liberation.
So this is the big question at the heart of it all. We hear a lot, and I mean a lot, about how AI can just echo and even amplify the worst stereotypes and biases. But what if we could turn that completely on its head? What if this technology could actually become a partner in building a more fair and just world?
To even begin to answer that, we have to get real about the two sides of the AI coin. On one hand, you've got this incredible, mind-blowing promise. But on the other, you've got some pretty significant risks. It's like any tool, right? How we use it, and maybe more importantly, what we build it from, makes all the difference.
See, here's the thing. AI models don't just spring out of nowhere. They're trained on truly massive amounts of data pulled from our world. And let's be honest, our world is full of historical and systemic biases. So the AI learns these patterns, and if we're not careful, it doesn't just repeat them, it can actually make them even stronger.
Okay, so that's the problem. How do we steer this incredibly powerful technology in a better direction? Well, the framework we're looking at today suggests we need a new guiding ethic, one that's built on two really powerful ideas working in tandem.
First up, we need to shift our thinking. Let's stop calling it artificial intelligence and start thinking of it as augmented intelligence. So it's not some robot coming for your job. Instead, think of it more like an exosuit for the imagination. It's a collaborator, a tool designed to boost our own creativity and our own abilities. And here's the second absolutely crucial piece. If augmented intelligence is the car, then Womanist Afrofuturism is the GPS. It is the ethical compass that gives the technology its direction, its purpose. And that purpose is very specific, to imagine and build futures where the most marginalized among us are finally free and thriving.
But, it's not quite as simple as just pointing the car in the right direction. There's a really deep, fundamental roadblock we have to deal with, and it's baked into the very words we use every day.
We're basically caught in this language trap. The AI learns from our history, which is full of biased language. That creates what's been called algorithmic oppression. But here's the real catch. If we try to fight that oppression using the very same language that created the problem in the first place, we just end up reinforcing the system we're trying to break. And this quote right here, it just nails it. The way forward isn't just about tearing down the old. It's about actively, intentionally creating the new. If you can create a new language, you're taking the first real step toward building a whole new reality.
Okay, so this is where things get really cool. This is the active, creative part of the whole process, forging something new. We're going to look at this through the lens of prophetic preaching to see how these tools can be used to create brand new, liberative language.
So here's how it works in practice, right? A preacher can use this augmented intelligence, this AI, as a creative partner. First, you critique the biased stuff the AI might spit out. Then, you collaborate with it. You use it as a super fast brainstorming partner to explore all kinds of ideas. But the final and most critical step is to forge something totally new language, new concepts for sermons that are finally free from all that old heavy baggage. Now, what's driving all of this? What's the engine behind this whole creative process? It's a concept from West Africa called Ashe. You can think of it as the spiritual power, the creative energy, the divine force that makes things happen. It's the power to literally speak a new world into existence.
So Ashe isn't just some abstract idea, it's the active ingredient here. It grounds this tech work in a deep spiritual purpose. It's the fuel for what's called speculative imagination, which lets preachers dream up entirely new ways for us to live together. And this allows them to create unapologetically Afrocentric sermons that actively push back against those old, tired colonial stories.
And you can probably guess that the ripple effects of this go way beyond just one sermon, right? This points toward a huge shift in how faith leaders are trained and how they engage with the world around them.
What this really means is a whole new way of training faith leaders, teaching them how to spot technological bias, how to think from that imagined liberated future, and work their way back to today, and, maybe most importantly, challenging them to trust the wisdom coming from marginalized grassroots communities over the dominant, established systems. It's about building leaders who are actually ready for our complex future.
So we kind of come full circle. Technology will always be a mirror, reflecting the society that creates it.
But by making a conscious choice, by giving it an ethical GPS, like Womanist Afrofuturism, we can use these incredible tools not just to show us the world as it is, but to start building the world as it ought to be. What could we create then?